Welcome you back to Black Site Tonight. We're going to talk about the Chicago City Council voting down a chance for the residents to vote if Chicago will be a sanctuary city. This is absolutely disgusting. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. In the city of Chicago, the Chicago City Council voted 31-16 to not put a referendum on voting if Chicago will be a sanctuary city. The people of Chicago seem like they have had enough. They have about 20,000 migrants in the city with no place for them to live. The city has spent upwards to $200 to $300 million on these migrants, money that the city does not have. They're receiving very little or no help from the federal government. So the people of Chicago will not have a chance to vote as citizens to stop this sanctuary city process and these buses constantly coming to the city. This shows you that the Democrat Party has become authoritarian. It has become top down to the bottom. We'll tell you what to do. You'll sit there and listen, and they have no respect for the black vote. So I wanted you to take a look at this broadcast from Chicago Fox 32, and let's see what's going on.
Heated debate. The Chicago City Council has rejected a bid to ask voters to weigh in on the city's sanctuary status.
Tia Ewing's in Studio 32 with what could be next here. Tia.
Well, Anthony and Natalie, it's like the end to the saga. Many Chicago residents feel like they should have a say on if the city should continue to be designated a sanctuary city or not. The question appearing on the ballot fell flat, and it's likely to stay that way. There were a lot of opinions from the gallery during the city council meeting.
Repealing the ordinance will do nothing to stop the buses from coming or end the need that the migrants present.
So this is how it all went down. In a 31-16 vote, majority of city council opted not to allow voters to say yes or no on if Chicago should continue its designation as a sanctuary city. 2 more votes in favor were needed to suspend the rules and move forward to this question that was drafted. Should the city of Chicago limit its designation as a sanctuary city by placing spending limits on its public funding? The issue is now dead and likely won't appear on the ballot in March. It's now in the hands of the Rules Committee. They meet again in the new year. One of the resolution sponsors, Alderman Anthony Beal, sounded off before the meeting was adjourned.
What are you scared of to let the people have a voice? What are you scared of? The truth? Are we scared of the truth here? Are we afraid that the people are going to tell us that we are spending money frivolously in this body?
Now, as it stands right now on the ballot in March, there are 2 questions. There is room for a third, but the deadline for the question to make the ballot is January 2nd. The only way that this could possibly happen is if another special meeting is called. And I got a chance to talk to some members of City Council.
This is not coming from the bottom up, but like I said, the top down and all the way from the White House. Brandon Johnson feels as though he may have a career after being mayor of Chicago. And it seems like they work more for the Democrat Party and those elites in the Democrat Party than they work for the average American. And I think black people across America are starting to understand that this whole thing that they've been voting for has been a sham. They would go to the city, the residents, the black residents of the South Side of Chicago, and they would ask for funding for programs so the kids would have something to do during the summer. The violence, they have had multiple schools shut down in Chicago. And what would they get from the council? We don't have any money. We don't have any money at all. But as soon as these migrants start coming to Chicago, all of a sudden, they found $30, $40 million a month. $9,000 on each migrant, which is absolutely disgusting when you don't even do it for the people in your city, the homeless, the veterans who are laying down on the streets, but not giving the people the opportunity to vote on a bill that means so much to the voters of Chicago, to say if they want something like a sanctuary city. It shows authoritarian rule that I thought the Democrat Party did not have, but you're starting to see it all the way from Joe Biden to these mayors, town officials, that they want to rule by fiat. And this is basically what they're doing. Brandon Johnson is what we would call a nothing but a coon, a sick man, a man who needs to be dethroned, but you can't do it. You got Tiffany, what's her name, down in Dalton. She's running amok. It seems like these mayors, especially those who don't support the Biden agenda, because there's one mayor up in New York City, Mayor Adams, who was under federal investigation because he stood up against Biden and the migrants. So basically, he stuck the FBI in the Southern District of New York on him. And eventually, I think they're going to come charges against Mayor Adams. This is how bad this situation is. You see the problem that they're having in Denver, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Boston, Massachusetts. Because when you let this many people into your country, I don't know, it's a 7 to 10 million unauthorized people come through your front door. Some of them you don't even know who the hell they are. And some of them are military-age men. And one thing Trump did say, he said they letting all these Chinese men. Are you letting the Chinese army into this country? If something go down, they can attack within this country. Are we letting people we know that are on lists in this country? And they have the nerve to say that Trump is an authoritarian, the man who protected our borders and followed the law. And now you even have black Chicago residents asking Trump to come in. Basically, Brandon Johnson is using the wear down tactics. Basically, after a while, they'll quit protesting and accept all these migrants into their community. This was planned by those in power to basically break the cities, have distress in the cities, and have serious problems. Brandon Johnson is a boule Negro, and I'm telling you, he's going to destroy the black community, just like many of these others who were picked by the enemy. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, but also share this video.